Hello class. I wanted to take a minute to talk about permissions. We didn't go over them in class. When we did our example, the permissions were already open, and so it never came up, and so we didn't do it. So let me just show you very quickly how they work now. So I will open my CyberDuck. And I will just go into my private website. Here it is. So here I have a movie I am working on, and there's a bunch of files, individual frames that I'm processing online. So we can pick one of those frames, hopefully. We have the absurd situation of 19,277 files, but that's what it is. All right, so I can now, if I click on this file, I can, in CyberDuck, hit this wheel over here, gear cog, and it will give me the option of looking at the file's info. And here you see some permissions, yes. And we have 3 different kinds of users. The owner, that's me. The group, I'm guessing, I'm not sure in this context who the members of the group are, but people with access to the server, I'm guessing. And then we have others, which are people on the internet looking at your file from the outside. So this is the current permission on our file. Everyone can read. This is very important. The owner can write. So that's me. I'm the owner, and I can delete the file, edit the file, whatever. The rest doesn't really matter. We're not running things from the internet. We're not putting anything into a form that runs a script or anything like that. So all we have to do is read. All we want to do is observe the file from the outside, and that's it. We're not really interacting with it in any way. So let's observe. Let's look at this file real quick. So it's at videos ruminant.space, Dylan, then I think it said Jess, and then I think it said out, yes, and then it said test 19277 .png. Okay, I have incredibly slow internet, so I don't know if this will, yeah, it's loading like it's 1992 over here. But anyway, you can see, oh, there we go. We can see this picture. This is, I think, Berkeley College, a room in Berkeley, or University of Berkeley in Berkeley, California. We have some copper art over here. This is our image, somebody's foot on the chair, and we can see it. So now, if I remove this read, I'll take the read away for both of these users. So now it says 600 over here. If I reload my browser, it says forbidden. I don't have permission to access this resource. So that is what the permissions are for our internet purposes. I put it back and I hit reload. It should eventually show me the file, but yes, the internet's so slow. There we go. So yes, so that's it in terms of the internet. But then when we are using our computers, all the files on our computer actually also have permissions. And next week we'll talk about operating systems and such, and we'll notice that For example, if you have your main file that runs your operating system and you have the permission to edit it, imagine if you had the permission to edit it, you as a person who bought, this MacBook that you're working on could delete a part of the operating system, and then your entire computer would become a brick, right? Because you could just delete a random section of your operating system. So that's the reason why permissions actually exist on every single file, and certain applications have permissions to use certain things, and other applications do not, and etc., etc. So there's a very fine, kind of intricate lattice of permissions within our computers that allow for everything to be used and for resources to be used between other things. So that's the permissions thing. And then the chmod is the command that sets permissions. So the same thing as using this info box, but you're doing it in terminal or command prompt. And the numbers are the numbers that correspond to this grid. So when all of these, I don't remember exactly how it maps, but you could see like when I removed this, it became 600. So I think maybe this first line is this number. Yeah. And then the second line is this number. And the third line is this number. And I guess the read is 4, write is 6, and execute is 7. Cool. Okay. That's that about permissions. And we'll talk about it more on Monday.